you have to still poop and go poop, and we're changing you. If that goes on camera, I will knock all of you guys out.
My name is Craig Capurso, Cellucor Athlete, co-founder of Metron, an online fitness coach and author, and soon-to-be gym owner. So I grew up in Bristol, Connecticut. It's right outside of Hartford, Connecticut, and I was driven at 8. I was playing t-ball, I was playing football, junior pee-wee, and then in high school I started wrestling, and then truly just football emerged as my sport. So I just focused in on that to get better, and so I ended up playing college football and then semi-pro after. I always had a knack for my studies and just made sure that I didn't lose that in amongst the chaos of football and trying to go pro, and it served me well. So I always liked numbers. In college I was a finance major, and I just found that it just made sense. So I was watching that CNBC station, watching the traders on the floor. I said, I'm going to do that. I passed my resume to some guys on my alma mater football team, and it got me a chance to get interviewed on the floor. And the world changed. All the traders have a 4-letter badge that you have to report when you trade with each other. And I was trying to think of who am I? And I decided to call myself 𝐂𝐸, M-E-A-T. And it became kind of like my brand at the time. And it was a good way to just separate myself and, hey, 𝐂𝐸, do that trade with me. I started competing actually in 2008. It was right after I started boxing on Wall Street. I was doing this white-collar charity boxing event where I actually became a sanctioned amateur in the New York boxing metro. And so at that time I started losing some of that football mass that I had and kind of shed some of those pounds. And I always had a passion for fitness, loved it, loved training. And I said, well, what if I can use this to, meet some other goals in my life, get some exposure and see where it takes me. And I actually won my very first show. And I was like, I'm actually pretty good at this. And so it kind of just snowballed. And so that's kind of how I got started. And that actually, I turned pro in 2011. There was a guy from Cellucor actually in the crowd at one of my shows, and actually started communicating with me. And this was before Super HD and all these other things. This was early on. I'm an OG. I'm a Cellucor OG, guys. So if you guys have followed me, you've seen that I went from being this bodybuilder that spoke about heavy volume training and just being this big mook in the gym and being strong and lifting a lot of weight to, I'd call it a blend of CrossFit, functional training, and Olympic weightlifting. I was such a perfectionist and let's call it a pro in one specific area of fitness and such a terrible amateur at another. I truly don't even like doing some of the other things that I did before. And then when I do these other things that are so much more challenging, I have to mentally prepare for that. And I actually now can relate a little bit more to the people that are looking up to me for the advice, because that's how they feel when they go to the gym. They're intimidated. And so actually putting myself in their same mental state helps me be better for them. More than I wanted to monetize and more than I wanted to do these other things, I truly want to help people. And it just felt great when I was able to do that. My inbox is usually flooded with these, hey, thank you so much for the support of this program. When I get a testimonial, that's it for me. It's just like, hey, what you're doing is working for me, thank you so much. And that's just enough to keep me going. I'm actually in the process of owning this franchise gym called Rockbox Fitness. By having a group fitness model, having a great franchise like Rockbox, this was the model for me. So I'm in the process of actually owning that gym now, and in 5 years, hopefully it's thriving and I have a couple. The best part of my life, or the most rewarding, is my daughter for sure. She can put a smile on my face no matter what's going on. She's cool, man. She's this little person, and she graduated from bobblehead stage to real human now. She just gives me this big goofy grin, and I'm just happy that she's in my life, and she's got this great personality, and I just love her to pieces. The one thing I always did was open the door. I wasn't afraid to take that leap, and I would suggest anyone who's listening, do it. Take that leap. Say yes sometimes more than you're going to say no, and take that chance, because you never know what the door is going to open, and you're not going to know what that's going to be until you walk through that door.